this morning, and so I had to hurry and get on another platform. Okay, so hey there, it's Heather, and technical issues abound. And here in Florida, we have a bit of a stormy situation, so we are going to be. I'm preparing for that, and so that's why I didn't want to have my live tomorrow, given that we're going to have some tropical storm conditions probably here on the East Coast. More to come. The pathway seems to be changing a little bit, which is typical of Florida storms, but it is what it is, and so we're rolling with it. So I myself am having to practice all the things that I teach with regard to calming my body, calming my mind, and calming my heart. And so today I wanted to take some time to talk about feeling good in our heart. So I just came into town, so I updated all the images, and then some of the images still say feel good in your mind, and so I apologize in advance. But this is actually helpful for me to not be perfect, because nobody's perfect. Anyhow, the Feel Good Challenge, 5 days, starts on October 3rd, so that's next week. Registration for the 5-day free Feel Good Challenge is tomorrow, Wednesday, September 28th. The links are in the notes below in the podcast or on the live video, so you can click on those to get information today, so you can kind of get a sense of what it's going to be like. And then tomorrow is when you can actually sign up. It'll bring you to the course page, but it'll have like a little countdown timer, so it will wait till October 3rd because I want us to all be together and integrated while we do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into content. All right, so there's this 5-day Feel Good Challenge. Starts October 3rd. Sign up now means tomorrow. This was prepared for me to do this tomorrow, but you can go ahead and go to the link, look at the information, bookmark it, and then tomorrow you can go there first thing in the morning and the sign up button will be there. You can click the button. Make sure you pay attention to the email that you create, you use for your username and your password. You're going to use that. This challenge is not going to be email based. You will get emails from me, but it'll always be kind of just, hey, how's it going? And directing you to the platform where the challenge information is. Okay. So let's jump in. Feel good in your heart. Notice the top says feel good in your mind. This is what happens when I don't update the graphics. Well, until the last minute. Okay. Anyone does the last minute? Raise your hand. I'll be the emoji with the little raising the hand. Okay. So the heart, we've talked about the body the first week and then the mind last week. And today we're going to talk about the heart. So the heart is where all roads lead to how we really practice feeling good even when life doesn't. To me, the heart is like where all the roads lead to. The body and the mind all come together in conjunction, in integration to how we experience life, particularly when it's challenging. So, in conjunction with the body and the mind, the heart holds the key to understanding how situations, challenges can activate us emotionally. Now, there has been a resurgence well, I don't even say it's a resurgence, it's just really been this awakening to mental health awareness in our community, and that's really, really important, right? However, what seems to be kind of put to the side is emotional health. And so emotional health is just as important as your mental and your physical health. And the reality is all three are equal in their importance, and all three are necessary for us to feel good in our body, mind, and heart, particularly when life doesn't. Because when life is good, it's easy to feel good. It's when life's hard that we need some support and assistance. So our emotional selves, and I identify that with the heart because I think most people relate to that and resonate with that. This emotional self is layered and complex. And sometimes it is hard to understand if emotions are a mental exercise or a physical one. So a mental exercise is overthinking, or you're worrying, or you're anxious, or a little neurotic about something, right? That you feel like it's in your brain. But then you feel yucky in your body and you think it's a physical situation. Well, the reality is the emotional self, when activated, is always both. It's always a mental thing and it's always a body thing. So, for example, the mind holds onto the emotional memory like a computer's hard drive. And you can go onto your computer, and if you don't know where the information is, you can type in the search and it will pull it up, right? It'll find all the things. So the brain can find this emotional memory, particularly when we feel emotions that are familiar, that we felt before. And the body is then activated when that emotional memory is awakened. The thing is that emotional memory, remember, the brain cannot tell time. So this could have been from 20 years ago. It could have been from when you were a kid. It could have been from a year ago. It doesn't matter what time it was. It just pulls that emotional memory, that emotional imprint, and then the brain is activated to understand that this is what's happening right now, right? So that's why we can sometimes feel stuck in our emotions and we're not really sure why we're feeling such a strong emotion, particularly if the challenge, in context wasn't really that major. Why are we feeling all the things, right? The role of our heart is to practice being with ourselves in those moments of challenge, instability, unrest, ouchy, hard feelings. So there are 3 things we can start doing today to help support ourselves emotionally, because life is never going to stop delivering stuff, including hurricanes, right? It's going to happen. My job is to help myself, support myself as I progress through it. So breathing. Now, yes, I talked about this last week with the mind and the week prior with the body, because breathing is so important in all categories. Don't shortchange your heart and your feelings and your emotional health, because breathing supports us mentally, physically, and emotionally. So breathing creates space for the body to calm, the mind to slow down, and then it allows the heart to take the time to feel. So breathing is physiological, mental, and emotional. And it engages us in slowing things down so that we can access our feelings. Otherwise, we can't really get past the body or the mental response to the heart, right? So you're going to take 2 to 5 minutes to do simple breathing exercises throughout the day. Morning, evening, in the middle of the day. Sometimes even when a challenge arises, it takes maybe 2 or 3 deep belly breaths to help ground you. And then you can allow yourself to go to the mind, to tell the mind we're not in danger. And let's think about how we're feeling. All right, number 1, be with. So when hard situations arrive, the mind will respond as if it was a lion charging. And the body will activate. So when we are practicing being with, we want to tune into our body and acknowledge the emotions. Tune in, pay attention to our body, just like we do in the first week where I talked about that body awareness. You want to tune into your body so that you can simply acknowledge, like a silent observer, the emotions that are going on. So being with means we learn to sit with our emotions without an intent to fix or stop them. But I want to invite you to sit with your emotions like you would sit with a friend or a loved one. There's a part of yourself that is feeling a very strong feeling and deserves to be acknowledged with your presence. So learning to be with ourselves when we're in pain is a practice, and it is very challenging. Now, the second part of this is to allow the feelings. So feelings can be experienced as very messy. The reason why emotions can really feel messy is because when the brain is activated and we go into the limbic system, the brain is experiencing this pain and difficulty and is trying to kind of forestall it. It's trying to pull information from past experiences so that we can protect ourselves. Well, the body is experiencing this as a chemical rush. So I want you to think about fireworks in your body. There's a lot of chemicals going on, and we're feeling all these feelings, and we're like, I have no sense of where I am. I'm very disoriented. I feel very overwhelmed. It hurts. I feel nauseous. So emotions are bringing up everything all at once, so it can feel really messy. The mind the brain will want to manage this because the brain's design is to keep us alive. And so the brain says, this is bad and hurts. And so we need to stop this. We need to avoid, deny, numb, suppress, shut down. And the brain can do that. It's called disassociation is an example of that, where we will disassociate from what's happening in order to protect ourselves, right? Okay, so the mind will want to do that. But the goal is to stay with the mind and say, hey, we're okay. We're safe. We're loved. We're okay. I'm okay. The body will feel activated, sweaty palms, high heart rate, nausea, nervous stomach, all the things. However, stress and challenge shows up in your body, and everybody's unique, just as unique as your fingerprint, you want to be paying attention to that. And that's why the body part is so important with regard to your personal awareness and how you help take care of your body. Okay? The emotions may feel like a storm or a tidal wave. It's a sense of overwhelm, but everyone reacts differently. Some people are overfunctioners where they're going to be hypervigilant, wanting to fix it, wanting to solve, wanting to do something. And then there are those who are underfunctioners that are going to withdraw, shut down, freeze. Regardless, that is the body's response to challenge and difficulty. Okay? And emotions feeling like that is normal. It is normal to be hypervigilant. It is normal to withdraw or hide or shut down when we're feeling this. That's why we're learning how to navigate this. But we allow the feelings. Now, as we allow the feelings to be, and we sit with our pain and we sit with our discomfort, what we discover is slowly everything begins to calm down. The body with breathing begins to calm down. The brain realizes there is not a lion chasing us and that we're safe. And then we can really get to the work of reflecting and writing. What's important with emotional health is acknowledging and then reflecting. So the acknowledgement is when we're activated and we're anxious and we're overwhelmed. Once that calms, then we have this opportunity to go into a space where we can reflect really soon after the experience, if we have the time, right? Now, depending on the situation, we may be exhausted. We may be exhausted from having experienced all that, and acknowledging the feelings was sufficient. But there's this next layer of reflecting and writing. So it's important to take the time to reflect and write out that emotional journey. You know, once the body is calmed and the mind realizes there's no lion, space is now available for us to become curious and listen, pay attention to what our emotions are saying because they have stuff to say. And when we feel difficult emotions, it's common for us to connect it with a past experience that really kind of wants to be heard and seen and possibly healed simply by you and me acknowledging it, right? Reflecting on it. Okay, so here's the deets on the 5-day Feel Good Challenge. Sign up starts tomorrow. Links are down here in the video as well as in the podcast below the show notes. So go there, check it out. Tomorrow you can join, and it's really exciting. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to really benefit from the content that is in that 5 days in order to help you feel good, even when life doesn't, and even when technology doesn't want to play. All right. Take care, everybody. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Take care and have a great couple of weeks. If you're in Florida, please stay safe. Stay safe, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.